This YouTube niche is an untapped gem and it's brand new. Now guys, I've already made a channel exactly like this a few months ago and it's currently doing about $4,000 a month. Now, I'm obviously going to go ahead and blur most of the analytics, but one thing I want to show you is of course the currency is set to USD. And of course, if I go ahead and refresh this page, you can see we've done $3,700 in revenue off of only 500,000 views in the last 28 days. Now, if you guys don't really know, that's an insane RPM. Let's head over to the analytics page and I'll kind of give you an idea of what's happening. Now, obviously heading over to revenue, you guys can see the RPM is $7.18. And obviously over the next couple of weeks, it's actually going to increase to upwards of $20. And you'll see exactly why in today's video. We're kind of incorporating longer styles of content, but I would still classify this as an ultra long form niche. We started this back in July. And of course, in that time, we've been doing about $3,000 to $4,000 a month on average. Obviously, November was quite high because of Q4. And by filtering this by lifetime, you can see we actually blew up in about March. And in that time, we've done $52,000 in revenue. And of course, keep in mind, this is an ultra long form channel that takes little to no effort. And again, I want to be showing you exactly how to make these videos in today's video. And if we go to the average daily revenue, it's still doing about $50 to $200 a day. And of course, the views are completely stable. So this is another big thing that comes with doing a niche like this is stability, right? These are insanely long-term and they've got a ton of longevity. But I'll be going over a brand new niche that we'll be starting this week to hopefully replicate the same success we had on that channel. And I'm going to give you the exact blueprint on how to do it. Hey guys, really quickly, if you want to go ahead and join my public Discord server, that's discord.gg/1%. Once again, a really cool networking environment that you guys can join for completely free. And again, before we get into this, this is not financial advice. It's merely me giving my own opinion. Now, the niche itself, this is it here. It is called Gods and Mortals, and they're essentially posting videos like fall asleep to the greatest stories of romance in Norse mythology, fall asleep to the entire story of Anuki, kind of these mythology-based videos built for sleep in different mythologies. One of the things that a lot of these ultra long form channels do is they'll choose one specific mythology. So whether it's Norse, whether it's Greek, whether it's, Egyptian, but these guys have kind of merged all of them into one, and it obviously gives them way more leverage power than they would have if they stuck with just one niche. As you guys can see, they are monetized and they only started about 4 months ago. In that time, they've done 1.2 million views. So if you obviously go ahead and presume about a $25 RPM, which is quite realistic for a niche like this one channel has made $30,000 in less than 4 months. Obviously, we can see they're monetized. If we go ahead and check their view stats, they're doing 340,000 views a month at the moment. So it's actually done most of its revenue over the last 28 days. It's literally doing a stable $8,500 a month in revenue. And that is off of a niche that we can make entirely with AI. So let me play one of these videos so you guys can kind of get an idea of what we're doing.
The Norse cosmos began not with gentle courtship or tender affection.
So of course, just an AI voice, an AI script, and they're literally just plopping it on a still image that changes every 2 or so minutes throughout the entire video. Now, how do we actually copy this niche one for one? First thing is, of course, coming up with the ideas of the videos themselves. Super simple. What we're going to do is we're going to take a screenshot of their recent videos and we're going to make a brand new ChatGPT chat. But what I said was, I'm copying this YouTube automation niche in different mythologies, made for people to fall asleep to. Pretend you're a YouTube genius and write me 20 video ideas for the next 20 uploads that are optimized for CTR and viewer engagement. And of course, make sure you include that screenshot we just took because ChatGPT can kind of analyze that and use it going forward. And there we go, perfect niche choice. This sleep-focused mythology automation format has insane binge and session time potential. And here we go, it's given us a ton of ideas that follow that same kind of storyline that they're doing. So we of course have gods in creation, so Zeus, Odin, Vinshu, Quetzal, whatever that name is, the Olympian gods, the 9 realms, the Egyptian afterlife, so many different insane ideas. So of course, we've kind of got video ideation handled now. This is completely perfect. Next thing is of course, figuring out how we're actually going to make the videos themselves, whether we want to use a software or whether we want to do it ourselves. Now for content like this, I'd honestly recommend, and this is if you want to do it yourself and you don't want to use the software, you need to replicate the kind of background content that they're using. Take a screenshot of kind of the background style you want to copy. Now you can use either ChatGPT, Gemini, whatever software it might be. I'm going to use vidIQ just because it's very, very cheap to do. Now we're going to paste in the reference. Now, because I've just chosen an idea from our list, fall asleep to the entire story of the Olympian gods, all I'm going to say is copy this exact background style, make it in the same art style, but for the idea, fall asleep to the entire story of the Olympian gods, no text, 1920 by 1080, same art style, have the Olympian gods worshipping Zeus. Now we're going to go ahead and paste that in a few times just so we make sure it gives us the kind of style that we want. And again, once this is done, you'll make a brand new folder for this specific niche called, let's say, Greek mythology, and you'll just add thousands of images that you continuously make for each video, and eventually you'll have a massive library that you can pick from for every future video to avoid this step entirely. And here we go. Look at the image it's just made for us. Again, this was done in literal seconds. We can use this for the background footage, we can add some little ambience, and this would be a perfect base to work from. Now, what I was saying when I said make sure a software has this is if you don't want to go this route and you'd rather have the entire thing handled for you, you can check out my personal software, produce.so. Now, this is an ultra long form video generator, meaning you can literally make 4 to 5 hour videos in actual minutes. Now, of course, we do support these specific niches that we're talking about, this gods and mortal style. If you head over to the image niche section, you scroll down, we have Egyptian mythology right here. You can go ahead and continue. You can select the target duration, so whether that's 4 hours long, upload your title, whatever it might be, choose how long you want each image to be on the screen for, and then of course, upload your audio file, choose your background music from our public library, choose your ambient sounds, and go ahead and press generate. And this would literally make you a 4-hour long video in less than 10 minutes. And that would essentially save you the time of doing this entire process. But again, you don't need to use this. It is simply there as a tool if you guys have the capital and you want to go ahead and leverage that. Next thing is thumbnail designs. And this is where it gets effing insane. Now, don't worry, we're going to get into script writing and voice acting soon. But to come up with thumbnail styles, how do we do this? First off, we need our idea. We already know what it is. We're going to do the fall asleep to the entire story of the Olympian gods. We're going to head back to vidIQ. Once again, vidIQ is completely free, so don't feel like you have to pay for this. This is, again, a free software. You need to upload a reference thumbnail. So find a style of thumbnail that you want to copy. Let's go ahead and steal this one. We're going to go ahead and paste in the channel we're trying to replicate. We're going to say, copy this thumbnail style, but for the idea, fall asleep to the entire story of the Olympian gods, make it light blue theme. Now we're going to go ahead and paste that in once again 3 times, and this should give us a thumbnail style that is 1-for-1, exactly the same as this. And you guys can see, just like that, it's gone ahead and made us a perfect thumbnail. Fall asleep to the entire story of the Olympian gods. Now, remember, you can make changes. We can literally select certain parts and say, change this, but it's very, very simple to kind of make thumbnails in this style and really doesn't take too much effort. Now we're of course on to script writing. So again, we're going to go back to our chat, or I would recommend making a new one. So you have a separate chat for video ideation and a separate chat for script writing. Now, once again, let's go ahead and take the video style that we want to copy. For reference, it's going to be this one. Let's go ahead and copy the URL, and we're simply going to download their transcript. And there we go. I've got their transcript entirely downloaded. So let's go ahead and paste this in. Once again, I can't show you exactly how I did that because of YouTube's new TOS, but literally just look it up on Google and you'll find the website I used. So we're also going to go ahead and take one more screenshot of their entire channel from top to bottom, and we're going to paste that in the same ChatGPT prompt that we're about to do. And here we go. I've essentially posted that image we just took, as well as their transcript. And I said, I want you to become an expert scriptwriter in this specific niche and understand the exact niche we're going for. Ultra long form mythology videos for viewers to fall asleep to. Don't make the script yet. I want you to dissect and become an expert on viewer engagement. Now, this is very, very important. What you want to say is I've attached their video transcript so you can understand and copy the style 1-for-1. Now, of course, this is a massive prompt we're giving it, so give it a few seconds to really understand and dissect everything. And there we go. He's actually going to begin reverse engineering the pacing, the structure, the engagement mechanics of this specific script. And again, you don't need to do this every single time. You will save this script to your account and you can reuse this every single time you need a new script. And as soon as this is done, it's going to understand the exact style we need, so our prompts that we give it to actually generate the scripts really don't need to be too in-depth. All you want to make sure you're doing is using deep research and saying, okay, write me the script now, knowing what you know before, but for the idea, and then of course giving them the idea we just came up with, which in this case would of course be fall asleep to the entire story of the Olympian gods. So go ahead and do that with deep research, and in about 20 minutes, it'll actually give you a 2 to 3 hour video. One more thing you want to make sure you're doing is of course telling it to do 2 to 3 hour videos or 2 to 3 hour scripts, and to not go anywhere below that. And as you can see, I'll be able to match tone, match pacing, sustain 2 to 3 hours, never spike attention, and never lose authority. Now, of course, once you've gone ahead and done that with deep research, research, you'll of course have your final script, which you can then put into a voiceover software. Now, I know that 11 Labs is quite expensive. There are a few alternatives like Gen AI Pro. I believe it's actually back up and running at the moment. It's very, very cheap version of 11 Labs. If you don't want to use that, you can use Algro.online. There's a ton of different options. Choose a good voice, have your TTS file, and once that's done, you'll have your text-to-speech file, put that into your software, your editing software, or if you do want to use Produce, once again, you can literally just upload your TTS file, press generate, and your entire video will be done in literal minutes. For the sake of today's video, let me go ahead and show you exactly what I mean and how this kind of works. So you'd of course upload your TTS file directly into Produce using the niche, whatever niche you might be doing, Egyptian mythology. And again, we have thousands of royalty-free images, royalty-free videos for every single specific niche, so you'll never have to worry about finding background content. Obviously, I want to make each image stay on the screen for about 12 seconds. We can choose our duration. Let's choose an hour and 40 minutes. Obviously, go ahead and press continue. We can do automatic subtitles as well on the screen while the video is going. And again, this is a 4-hour video, so we can literally automate the entire month worth of ultra long form videos for our specific channel in literal minutes. Of course, go ahead and press continue. It'll tell you your estimated cost in terms of how long it'll take, or, you know, everyone has a certain amount of hours per plan. And of course, this specific video is an hour and 42 minutes. So it's going to cost an hour and 53 minutes worth of credits. Go ahead and start generating. And as you guys can see, in about 18 minutes, this 2-hour-long video is going to be completely finished in the Egyptian mythology niche. Now, again, guys, I want to make this crystal clear. You don't need to use Produce. It's simply there as a tool if you guys have the capital and you'd rather have the entire process automated for you. You can still just do this yourself in your own editing software, and it really isn't that hard. It's just super time consuming. And yes, once you've got that video, you of course already have your thumbnail. Go ahead and upload that directly to a brand new channel. I'm going to make a new video soon on kind of how to avoid shadow bans and how to warm up your channel correctly. But I guess that's kind of all for this specific video. Once again, if you want to go ahead and join my public Discord server, that's discord.gg/1%. And of course, if you want to check out produce.so, go ahead and use the promo code release and it'll give you a 10% off discount. This is only going to work for the next 2 people to use it. Again, this tool is going to effing change the game. And if you guys do enjoy this video, make sure to subscribe. I will see you all later. Have a great day.